I'm Charlotte. I'm with Heal and Feel in Yoga. I'll be your guide today. Today we are going to move through a somewhat powerful, somewhat vinyasa style yoga. It's going to surprise you. It's going to test your core. We're going to work into forearm stand. So let's get started. We'll start in a cross-legged seat on your mat. Just getting nice and comfortable first. Closing the eyes. Rooting down through your sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall. Navel moves back and then up. Feel a nice abdominal lock. Breathe in, lift the shoulders up to the ears and then down your spine. Relax your palms onto your thighs, facing down to ground or up to receive energy. Wherever you are, enjoy a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Let everything go. Another deep breath in, fill up through your rib cage. Feel the lungs expand. Open mouth. Sigh it out. Start to arrive to your mat. Creating any presence you'd wish to have for class. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Trying to clear out any to-do lists, anything left from your day. Maybe you're starting your day. We'll just clear everything out, allowing thoughts to roll in and roll out. Just making space for new energy. New energy, maybe powerful energy. Maybe you're not feeling as strong yet. So let's make space to welcome that kind of energy in. Or maybe you feel strong already. So maybe you keep breathing in that strength, that determination to keep going. Another deep breath in, fill up through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Empty out the lungs. I'll seal the lips. Ujjayi breath. Constrict the back of the throat, allowing the breath to move in and out through the nose. Building heat inside our belly, inside our whole body, to give us enough strength and power for the rest of class. Last breath here. Deep oceanic breath out through the nose. Inhale, gently reawaken, opening the eyes. Exhale, chin to chest. Palms to knees and round the spine. Belly pulls back. Breathe in, cat pose. Exhale, another cow pose. Press the heart forward, shoulders relax down the back. Breathe in, reach to the crown of the head. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine. Inhale, cow pose. Press the heart forward, chin lifts. Exhale, cat pose, last round. Breathe in, open through the heart. Exhale, cat pose, round through the spine. Last breath in, back to neutral. And exhale, root down the right palm into the mat, lifting the left palm up and behind the skull. Breathe in, lift the elbow up and back, side body stretch. Maybe you gaze up towards the ceiling, bending deeply through the right elbow. Breathe in, exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, switch it out. Left palm roots, right palm back of skull. Breathe in, reach to the crown of the head. Exhale, side body stretch. Pressing the shoulder up and then back into place. Deep breath in, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, back to center. Release the palms. And then walk them behind you so that your fingers are pointing back to your hips. Breathe and lift up through the heart. Head might lean back. Feel a nice opening in the shoulders. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. Walk forward, cross the ankles, roll over them into a neutral tabletop. Take a nice breath here. Spread all 10 fingertips wide. Shoulders stack over the wrists. Hips over the knees. Breathe in, reach to the crown of the head. Exhale, belly to spine. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. Release the shoulders from the ears. Exhale, cat pose, round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, back to neutral. I'll take a couple rounds of cat-cows on your own, moving at the pace of your own breath. And just taking any organic movements here that serve you. Rolling out the spine. Maybe opening up the hips just gently. Breathing in back to center when you're ready, neutral tabletop. Exhale, press your knees together underneath your hips, toes touch. Curl the toes under and start to sink the hips back to a toe stand. Hips onto heels, shoulders lift up to the ears and down the back. We'll be here for about 2 rounds of breath. Feeling a nice opening in the toes, between the toes. Inhale, arms rise, lower body stays where it is. Exhale, open twist to the right. Right arm reaches down and back, left arm reaches forward. Maybe your gaze goes toward the back. Belly is strong here. Breathe and reach to the crown of the head. Exhale, twist, opening up through the upper chest. Inhale, back to center, arms rise. Exhale, twist to the left. Left arm down and back, fingertips reach forward. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist deeper. Breathe in, arms back to center. Press the palms together. Exhale, hands to the nape of the neck. Lift up and out of the chest. Feel a nice opening in the shoulders. Last breath here. I know your toes are probably on fire. Exhale, gently release. Hands to the mat. Untuck the toes and make some pitter patters with the feet. Waking them back up. Nice. Back to a neutral tabletop. Hips or rather knees are underneath the hips, about hip width distance. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Start to pedal out your feet a bit. Warming up through the shins, or rather the calves. Just paddling it out. Heart presses closer to the mat each time. And breathing back into stillness, downward facing dog. Palms are shoulder width distance, feet are about hip width distance. Breathe and turn the biceps internally toward the ears. Feel the shoulder blades spread apart. Inhale, lift up through the tailbone. Exhale, drive the heels into the mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, high in the toes. Bend at the knees, belly to thighs. Inhale, re-extend. Heels drive back down. Exhale, heels lift. Knees bend. Last one. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, gently relax the knees onto the ground. Bend at the elbows, press the heart forward into a Sphinx pose. Legs are long, toes point to the mat. Arms are about shoulder width distance, pressing into the forearms into the mat, and all 10 finger pads. Gaze is lifted. Breathe in and press the heart forward, squeezing the glutes behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. Last breath. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift, engage the quads. Plank pose on your forearms. Press deeply through the forearms and all the finger pads. Puff up through the shoulders. Belly is tucked in. Deep breath. Exhale, dolphin pose. Walk the feet in. Keep the shoulders nice and puffed up. Walk in as far as you can. This will be a little bit weighted on your shoulders. We're just making them stronger. Keep breathing, lifting the tailbone high, pressing the heart behind you. Last breath here. Exhale, press up onto your palms, lift the forearms, and find a downward facing dog. Palms back to shoulder width distance, feet to hip width distance. Nice work, guys. Breathe in, lift the right leg high, one-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, and take some nice juicy hip circles. Keep breathing. Inhale, re-extend the right leg long. Hips are squared to the mat. Toes are flexed. Gaze forward. Exhale, low lunge. Step the right foot through. Hands frame the foot. High in the back toes. Breathe and press your heart forward. Knees stacked over ankle. Exhale, left back foot softens down. Inhale, modified crescent. Lift the torso, fingertips high. They stack over the hips. Breathe in, hips are squared forward. Exhale, hands come out to a T. I'll move over a little bit. Breathe in, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, sink the hips forward. Press the hands back behind you, opening up through the wrists. And reach through the middle finger. Feel a nice big stretch all the way from the middle finger down into the arm. 2 rounds of breath. Turning up the volume of your breath. Exhale, sink the hips back, half splits. Right leg long, toes flex to face. Breathe in, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold over the leg.
And pressing your right hip back into space, left hip forward. 2 more rounds of breath. Option to keep a bend in the right knee if that feels good. We don't want to lock out any of that leg. Last breath. Exhale, simple twist. Root down to the left palm. You might keep a micro bend in this leg and reach the right arm high. Breathe in. This is a little bit of a balance challenge. Option to keep the toes tucked in the back. Last breath in, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, release. Runner's lunge. Heel toe the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Sinking the hips down and then forward. Relax the head and neck. 4 deep rounds of breath. Opening up through the right inner thigh. Ensuring that our front foot and ankle is past and further than our right knee. 1 more round of breath here. Option to stay right here, or root down to the left palm, quad stretch. Reach your right arm up and back, and then bend the back knee, toes pointed, reaching for the back foot. Breathe in, lift up and then over with the chest. Exhale, feel a nice, nice quad stretch. But be easy. Definitely don't want to pull a muscle. Last breath here. Exhale, gently release. Avoid slingshotting out. Heel toeing the right foot back underneath the face. Palms to frame. Tuck the back toes, low lunge. Exhale, high plank. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Breathe in high on the tippy toes. Exhale, sink back to a downward facing dog. Breathe and lift through the tailbone. Exhale, soften the knees. Lower down to Sphinx pose. Chaturanga arms, heart reaches forward. Up and out, legs long. Forearms to the mat. Breathe in, heart reaches forward. 2 breaths. Keep pressing through the tops of the feet. Relaxing shoulders away from ears. Last breath. Exhale, plank pose on the forearms. Puffing up through the shoulders. Exhale, press into the palms, lift the forearms, and walk it back to downward facing dog. Good job. Other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee and stack the hip. Lubricating that hip joint. Inhale, re-extend, left leg sweeps high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Front knee stacked over the ankle, high on the ball mat of the toes. Breathe in, squeeze inner thighs toward one another. Exhale, soften the back knee down. Breathe in, modified crescent. Another breath in, reach through the fingertips, reach through the side bodies. Exhale, arms long to a T. Sink the hips forward, bend at the wrists. Lift up and out of the chest, chin is lifted. Last breath. Exhale, half split, sink the hips back. Left toes invited to face. Breathe in, half lift, belly to spine, long back. Exhale, fold over your leg. Let the head hang heavy. 3 rounds of breath. Keeping the hips squared toward the front of the room. Maybe that looks like pressing the left hip back, right hip forward. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, simple twist to the left. Right palm roots down, left arm lifts high. Remember, you can keep a micro bend in the left knee. Deep breath in, balance challenge. Last breath, inhale, reach, open up through the top of the chest. Exhale, relax, hands into mat, runner's lunge. Heel toe the left foot to the top of the mat, sinking the hips down and forward. Relaxing down to your palms, or maybe you make it to your forearms. Wherever you are, just release any wrinkles from the neck. Let the head dangle. And just learn how to breathe in any kind of discomfort. Acknowledging that this discomfort is only present for us to blossom. Inhale, rise to the palms if you're not already there. Option is stay in a runner's lunge or look for that quad stretch, that juicy quad stretch. Root down through the right palm, lift up and back with the left. Bend in the right knee and capture the back foot. Notice how my shoulder, my back shoulder is lifting up and then back. Ooh, I heard that nice crack. You want to breathe and open space into the chest. Last breath here. Actually, one more. This feels really good. And exhale, gently release. Palms back to mat. Left foot, heel toes underneath the face. Low lunge. Activate the back leg. Exhale, high plank. Breathe in high in the toes. Hold, pressing through the finger pads. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift through the tailbone. Exhale, knees soften. Bend in your elbows, find your Sphinx pose. Exhale, press up to a forearm plank. Down, dolphin pose, walk the toes in. Keep breathing, pressing the earth away with your forearms. Last breath. Exhale, root down through the palms, lift up with the forearms. Downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Deep cleansing breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, release. Drop down to the knees, find a child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees spread wide. Call your fingertips forward and relax your heart into the earth. Connecting back to your breath. Back to your intention. Making space and room for new powerful energy. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward a little bit more. Exhale, sink the hips deeper to the heels. Inhale, rise, neutral tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk forward, landing in a forward fold. Hinging at the waist, letting the body hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins, flat back. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down through the four corners of the feet, bending at the knees. Slowly rise, rolling one vertebrae at a time. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Arms reach toward the sky, breathing into the side bodies. Exhale, micro back bend, lifting up and out of the chest. Cactusing to the elbows, glutes are engaged. Inhale, back to center, mountain pose. Exhale, chair pose. Sink the weight into the heels and then hips back into that imaginary chair. Slight tug of the tailbone, but try to keep a neutral spine. You want that natural curve in there. Looking down at the toes, making sure you can see them. Maybe lift them up. Arms reach toward the sky, or they're parallel with the shoulders if that's easier on your body. Breathe in, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe in, crown reaches once more. Exhale, prayer twist to the left, or rather right. Left elbow hooks over the right thigh. Thumbs toward the chest. Elbows are stacked on top of one another. Look back and make sure your knees are aligned still, one's not protruding forward. Last deep breath. Sink the weight into the right foot and listen carefully. Start to lift the left foot off the ground, slowly stepping back to a revolved crescent lunge. Staying high on the ball mount or the back toes. Pressing deeply through the right front heel. Option to drop to the knee for a deeper twist if that feels nice. We're here for 3 rounds of breath. Deep breaths in. Using that Ujjayi breath, pranayama of strength. Last one. Exhale, low lunge. Palms frame the foot. And then reach in, or rather, breathe in. Press your heart forward. Exhale, pigeon pose. Release the left knee to the mat, heel toeing the right foot to the left. Right knee behind right wrist, left foot behind left wrist. Back leg long behind you. Breathe in, crawl the fingertips toward the hips. You can stay right here or begin to crawl forward into a sleeping pigeon. Big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Surrender into your pose. Keeping the right front toes flexed. Breathing in open space in the right hip. Two more rounds of breath. Inhale, rise to the palms. You could stay in your pigeon or start to try for your mermaid. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. So you'll crawl the fingertips back. Bend the back knee. We've opened up the quad already. Lift the left arm up and back. And you can just play with pressing heel toward glute. But if your quad feels open, you can actually hook the back toes onto the back elbow. And that might be enough for you. You can face your torso forward. Or one step further, keeping those right toes flexed. Reach your right arm up and back, bending at the elbow. And finding your nice little friend of a hand behind you. Deep breath in, lift up and out of the chest towards the back of the room or front, whichever way you're facing. And exhale, gently release. I'll crawl back to the front again. But everybody, you can find a downward facing dog. So tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, right leg sweeps high. Take any pigeon rituals that may feel good on your body. Shaking it out. Releasing right foot next to left foot. Big breath in, fill up through the lungs, lift the tailbone toward the sky. Exhale, dive the heels deeper into your mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise, soft knees. Arms reach for the stars. Exhale, micro back bend, lift up and out of the chest. Squeezing the glutes. Inhale, back to center. Starting to sweat, it feels good. Breathe in, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, sink into your chair pose. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale, sink deeper, belly is strong. Keep breathing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last breath in before our prayer twist. Exhale, hook the right elbow onto the outside of the left thigh. Elbows are stacked on top of one another. Thumbs are pressing towards the heart if possible. Option to gaze over the left shoulder, but keeping in mind that our knees should be aligned. Keep breathing. Sinking lower actually makes it easier. Last breath. Transfer your weight into the left foot. Left leg is on fire. Lifting up with the right foot, all the way slowly back to revolved crescent lunge. Beautiful, guys. High in the back toes. Deep breath in. Option to stay here or lower to your knee. Your choice. 2 more breaths. Using the lower belly to twist. Exhale, release, low lunge. Nice. Activating that back leg. Breathe in. Press the heart forward. Exhale, relax the right knee to the mat. Find your pigeon's pose. Heel toeing that right foot all the way to the right side of the mat. Looking for that figure 7 shape on the ground. Left toes are flexed. Right toes point back behind you. Breathe in, crawl the fingertips back to your hips. What are these? Exhale, crawl the fingertips forward. Sleeping pigeon. Four long, nourishing, strong breaths. Trying to keep equal weight in both hips. Avoiding dumping all the weight in the left hip. On your next inhale, rise to your palms or stay in your pigeon. We'll take mermaids on this side. Crawling the fingertips back towards your hips, lifting up and out of the heart, shine it forward. Bend the back knee. Reach up and back with your right hands. And just start to slowly play with heel to glute. Don't press it too hard, whatever feels good. We don't want to pull any muscles again. And if you're ready, you can hook the right elbow over the left toe. And if you're ready, you can hook the back toes onto the elbow. Lift up and back with the left palm. Reaching for hand. Torso faces forward.
Left toes are flexed. Breathe in and gaze forward. And smile. And gently release. Palms to the mat, tucking the back toes, left leg lifts up and back, pigeon facing rituals. Or just shake it out. Toes both meet in the mat, downward facing dog. Breathe and spread all 10 fingertips wide. Exhale, soften into your dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, high plank. We're going to start warming up the core a little bit more. Breathe in high on the toes. Pop up through the upper back. Exhale, shift back, heels drive back. Inhale, high on the toes, pressing deep to the finger pads, protecting the wrist. Exhale, sink the heels back. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, slowly lower to your belly, hugging your elbows into your ribs. Now reach your arms out to a T, or you can bend the right elbow. We're going to bend the back left knee, and then press through the left palm to lift the left knee up and over, opening up through the shoulder. Deep breath in here. Full exhale. Your toes might not touch the ground, that's okay. You only want to move to where you feel a little bit of sensation in the shoulder. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale, gently roll back to center. Exhale, cactus to the left palm or left arm long. Bend right knee and roll over towards the right. Another nice shoulder stretch. Inhale, gently roll back to center. Exhale, palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, pressing up to a high plank. So engage the quads off the mat. Breathe out, press up, high plank. Nice. Now starting for our peak pose, we're going to drop down to our forearms, setting up for our forearm stand. We're almost there. We're going to warm up just a little bit more. So zip the legs together. Now we're going to press through the forearms and all 10 finger pads, externally rotating open the elbows or the shoulders. Breathe in high on the toes. Feel the belly turn on. We're here for 3 breaths. Gaze is in between the forearms. And exhale, sink the heels back. Last one, hold up, or rather inch forward on the toes. Keep holding. Exhale, sink the heels back. Now start to walk the feet in for a dolphin pose. Elbows should be shoulder width distance. And keep walking until your hips feel like they're starting to stack over the shoulders, sorry. Then you're high on the toes, and we'll hold this for 3 breaths. You can press your heart back toward your feet. Keep breathing. Shaking is good. It means you're building strength. And exhale, gently soften to the knees. Find an embryo's pose before we attempt our forearm stand. Knees are touching, heels are touching, or rather just the toes. Arms long behind you, and relax your forearm into the mat. Reconnect back to your breath. I know my heart's beating fast. Inhale, rise. And then we'll walk forward into another plank.
Shoulders stack over the wrists, heels over the toes. Breathe in, high on the toes. Hold. Exhale, sink back. Drop to your forearms. Finding a dolphin's pose. You can stay here if this is enough for you guys. Or start to gaze a little bit forward towards the thumbs. And just try to press your hips over the shoulders. You can play with lifting one foot up, holding, and then switching it out. And then if you want to try a 10 forearm stand, we've built enough strength. You can play with lifting one leg, just taking little hops, and switching it out. Just play with shifting your weight. There we go. And then release the foot down and drop to your knees. Take a breath. And now I'll try my forearm. Stand. Dropping back down. Walking it in. And then relaxing down into an embryo's pose, knees to touch, toes behind you, forehead to the mat. Breathe in. Feel the back fill up with air. And soften. Slowing down the heart rate. You guys have done such a good job. I'm sweating, really am. Rabbit's pose. Grabbing for the backs of the heels. Tilting forward onto the top of the mat or the head. Feeling a nice stretch in the shoulders. Exhale, sink the hips back. Slowly rise. And finding a seat. And then laying on your back. Breathe in, reach the fingertips behind you. Big morning stretch. Exhale, bend at the knees. Press through the heels, bridge pose. Arms down by your side. Breathe in, press through the heels, lift the hips. Glutes are squeezing. Chest to chin, chin is lifted. Last breath, lift a little higher. Exhale, high on the toes. Release the upper, mid, and lower back into the mat. And just enjoy that nice release. Inhale, knees into chest. Arms wrap around the shins. Massaging the lower back, moving side to side. Breathing in. Exhale, knees fall toward the right. Arms by your side. Just a gentle twist. Knees back into chest. Reset the spine. Exhale, knees fall to the left. Hips stack over one another. Arms to a T or goal posted. Breathe and reach to the crown of the head. Exhale, soften. 2 rounds of breath left. Inhale, knees back to center. Happy baby. Bend at the knees. Palms to shins, ankles, outer edge or inner edge. Breathe and press the lower back into the mat. Exhale, sink the knees deeper to the ground.
Maybe you sway side to side, bending one leg or extending one leg and then the other. Last deep breath in. Exhale, release the grip, hugging the knees in once more. And exhale, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch, knees splay out wide. Option for arms to lay out like a T, or palm to heart, palm to belly. Full inhale. Audible exhale. Surrender into this opening of the inner thighs. We did lots of work on the outer thighs towards the end of practice. So let's get back to the inner, the ones that create our foundation. Three more full rounds of breath. Feeling your belly rise and fall. The hands are on top. Winding down before the end of class. Inhale, arms to thighs. Close the legs like a book. Can heel toe your feet out a little bit wider than hip width. Knees knock into one another. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, knees back into chest. Breathe in all the energy you cultivated for class. Exhale, release, corpse pose. Absorb all the benefits of class. Shavasana. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Sink into the earth. Enjoying a moment of stillness. Option to stay here for as long as you'd wish. Last moment to offer your body whatever else it needs before we reawaken. Start to deepen the inhales and lengthen your exhales. Tiny movement in the fingers, the toes, the wrists. Big morning stretch Arms reach, toes reach. Rolling to your favorite side, fetal's pose. Head lies and finds comfort onto your bicep. Breathe in, press up to a seat. Eyes are still closed. Inhale, arms reach high. And with an exhale, hands to heart center. Last collective inhale together as a class. Breathe in, fill up the lungs, the rib cage, the belly. Open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Bring your thumbs to third eye center. Center of very valuable intuition. We bow forward to seal this practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for showing up on your mat. Thanks for giving it a try to forearm stand. Just so you know, it took me a very long time to get there, a couple of years. So keep trying. Remember to work your core and your shoulders. A lot of shoulder strength. And just keep trying. Never give up. I'll see you next time.